The best free video editing software great tools for YouTube, stardom and more. The best free video editing software can be surprisingly good. The choices vary widely and include scaled down, trial versions of professional suites, open source alternatives with a plethora of features, and simple applications aimed at home video creators. Our top picks will be functional for many users, across many use cases. If you are willing to spend a little money, check out our reviews of paid consumer video editing software. Typically, those are easier to use than the free ones here thanks to great support and tutorial libraries and more refined interfaces, but they don't necessarily have more features. With free video editing software, you're rewarded for your patience. If you can handle some steep learning curves, you'll be surprised at what you can do with a budget of zero. Here are our top selections. Shotcut has been around for more than 10 years, but it has been steadily updated by open-source developers who have been dedicated to the mission of providing a prosumer-level video editing suite at no cost. This program supports most audio and video formats you'd need. It allows you to carefully craft most aspects of your video with powerful filters, and it has a highly customizable user interface that can scale based on your needs from the basic to the advanced. It doesn't provide as much guidance as some other software, but curious editors can venture to YouTube and elsewhere on the web for support from a still active community of enthusiasts. If you are willing to spend a few hours cracking the egg open, you'll be rewarded with a video editing program that is every bit as useful as others for which you'd spend $100. Maybe you recognize the name Avid. The paid, professional version of this software is the industry standard in Hollywood for editing major feature films and TV shows. Surprisingly, the relatively new free version, Avid Media Composer First, offers nearly all the same features as its established big brother. How can that be? Well, the trade-off is in exporting. You can't export videos that are higher quality than 1080p HD, which is required for a lot of professional use. Avid is extremely complex, and can be quite difficult to learn. But there are many resources available to teach you, and once you've learned it, you'll know how to use the most established professional video editing program in the industry. Most of the free programs we've tested try to provide a prosumer or better package of features for free. That means total amateurs and first-timers who aren't interested in investing time to learn sophisticated applications would actually do better to buy one of the paid alternatives. That's why we're not talking much about family movies or other very basic applications here. To that point, here's what users who really want to learn should consider. Free software often doesn't have the same level of support and documentation that paid programs offer. Programs that offer robust tooltips, or that have user interfaces that are intuitive, have the edge here. If professional development is one of your goals, it's also important to consider how similar the program's workflow is to the standards used in the industry. Are you making a video for YouTube, or a Blu-ray disc? Not every program supports every export platform or format. Make sure you have a clear vision for where your video will end up, and check to make sure that the program you're going to use can actually export the video in the file format and resolution required for optimal viewing in that endpoint. A lot of free video editing software is free because it's essentially meant as a trial version for something much more expensive. In these cases, the program has deliberately imposed limitations that make it inadequate for a lot of possible use cases. But some programs don't have that legacy, and some that do only cripple features that are required at the very highest end of professional use. Read the product information online and check user reviews and support forums for insight into the program's pros and cons. We installed each video editor on a Windows 10 PC running on an Intel Core i5 processor and an NVIDIA dedicated graphics card. We used each suite to edit the same two videos, a 4K NASA video from inside the International Space Station, and a 1080p game capture video from Overwatch. We tested most of the filters and transitions in each suite, and cut the same edited versions of each video in each program. We then exported the videos to various file formats and media, as well as web services, to test output quality and speed. Where software offered a notable special feature not supported in the other products, we tested it when our hardware and software setup allowed it. If you want to learn more about all of the video editing software we've reviewed, see the list below. We'll continue to evaluate more as time goes on, as well as re-evaluate those we've already reviewed. HitFilm Express takes aim at indie filmmakers with great tutorials and powerful features. Its unconventional interface could turn off true amateurs who just want to make a home movie, and it has an unappealing download procedure, but it's a great video editing program to use if you want to start making fun videos that mirror the sorts of effects and techniques you see in professional films and web series. Avid Media Composer First is the free version of one of Hollywood's most popular film and TV editing programs. It offers many of the same features you'll find in the Pro version, but exporting is limited to 1080p resolution, and it maxes out at 4 video tracks and 8 audio tracks. If you have the patience to grapple with its complexity, it's excellent software for learning professional video editing skills. Shotcut has been steadily updated by open-source developers who've been dedicated to the mission of providing a prosumer-level video editing suite at no cost. It doesn't provide as much guidance as some other software, but curious editors can venture to YouTube and elsewhere on the web for support from a still active community of enthusiasts. If you're willing to spend a few hours cracking the egg open, you'll be rewarded with a video editing program that is every bit as useful as others for which you'd spend $100. Apple's iMovie has been around for a long time, and it has always focused on one philosophy: ease of use and a clean and elegant interface. After many years, this hasn't changed. It's still a delight to use, if a little bit obtuse at times in its pursuit of minimalism. It lacks some of the formats and features supported in other programs, but what's there is implemented beautifully. Lightworks was born out of high-end, professional film editing software. Today, it's just as good with digital media, and it's offered in both a paid and free version. The free version is strikingly powerful in terms of features, but its export options are very limited. VSDC has a lot of features you won't find in other free video editors. But its interface isn't very user-friendly, it has some major limitations, and the free version essentially throttles the speed at which you can process your videos. Samuel Axon is a Los Angeles-based writer and editor who's spent the past 10 years covering culture, personal technology and video games. He is also the director of plethora, a marketing services platform